This is huge. Ni hao, everyone. I would like to start telling that I still remember when I was a child, and I learned how to ride my bicycle. I was so happy and proud that I think I cried a little. I also remember that I said, oh boy, I will use this every day because it's so cool and allow me to go everywhere. And indeed, I did. Actually, I used my bicycle to moving around for my entire childhood. But one day, I found my bicycle forgotten in my garage. And I asked myself, why? Why you stop using it if it was so cool and fun? Well, 2 years ago, I found the answer. And this simple image changed my entire life and allowed me to be here today to share this story with you. I was just reading an article, and this image just popped up from the screen. And the first time when I saw this, I felt so bad that something deep on me goes click. I couldn't believe the truth that this image shows, you know? And I asked, and I said, I said myself, I need to change this. I mean, this is not the world that I want to leave to my children. In fact, I found another image that actually shows how the most cities in the world are designed for. Again, this is not the world that I want to leave to my children. So I decided to do something about it and start researching about how we can do this. 2 weeks later, I came across with this another article, what actually said that if you increase the bicycle usage on cities, or among cities, 2 things will happen. First, drivers will be more aware of and taking care of cyclists. That means that you will increase the sensation of safe, and more people will start using the bicycles because it's safe. And second, the government will be more willing to invest more money, invest a new bicycle infrastructure. So I was very, very hope that I can find a way to do this. How can I encourage people to use their bicycle more often? And knowing that there is 1 out of 6 people in the planet, they already have a bicycle. We live in cities in which they're all the time congested, polluted, and stressed out. And actually, the solution is in our backyard. It's already there. So I was really, really convinced that I can find out how I can do that. And believe it or not, the answer knocked my door. I just can't believe it. How many users this application have and how many hours they had spent playing it every single day. So instead of being angry about it, I made this question. What if I can put together these 2 things and see what happens? And this is what I came out with. We developed Capo, a mobile social game specially designed to encourage the bicycle usage. Ride your bike, no matter if it's 1 meter or 10 kilometers. Every ride counts. Capo will know how fast you move, how much time you spent, and even the effort that you made it along the trip. We measure everything, time, speed, even jumps, and weather. Yes, if it's raining or snowing, you will get more points to level up or more coins to improve your virtual profile. You can play against your friends or cyclists around the world to know, of course, who is the best, but also to continuously stay motivated to use your bicycle on a daily basis. Then, we figured it out that this is more than a game. Actually, I strongly believe that urban cyclists are the early adopters of the city. Those who actually risk their life commuting by bikes among these kind of bicycle paths are the most valuable source of information when it's necessary to understand and know where I need to build new bicycle infrastructure. So as it turns out, now, all the data that we gathered from the game is analyzed and presented as analytics to help your city, our city, to take better and faster infrastructure decisions. That means if I know the road with the highest flow, I can synchronize the traffic lights, or I can improve the road maintenance. And also with Capo, we know exactly where the cyclists use the street the most, and as you can see, it's really easy planning bicycle infrastructure. So let me show you a little example what we have achieved so far. This is, unfortunately, the bike path network of my city. By the way, I come from Santiago of Chile, very, very, very far away. As you can see, they are all unconnected each other. It's not flow, so you have to fight against, like, how can I go to point A to point B? But believe it or not, there's a lot of people using the bicycle on a daily basis. So what we actually did was we took a heat map. That means how people move among cities. And we contrast with the bike path network. And now our decision makers, our governments, can see very, very clear where they need to build new bicycle infrastructure, because this is not computer, this is human. Actually, these lines are not drawn by computers. They're actually people using their bicycle, risking their life, and showing us how they can connect these streets. And actually, I would like to go even forward. This is one of the most important streets in my city. It's called Santa Isabel. As you can see, it has a bike path. And based on our experience, this is a very good one design. So even although it's very good design in the cross of another street, so you can see really, really clear that actually there's a bike path. But it reached a point in which it just disappeared, you know? It just ends, you can see there. So what is supposed that I can do? If I go and ride on my bicycle and I reach that point, what is supposed I can do? I just take around and coming back? I need to go to my work. I need to go and be on time on my team, on my meeting. So what is supposed I can do? Well, we have the answer for that. What people do actually is just go forward, following that street. And that has a lot of sense. I mean, they actually are connecting all these other bike paths through that street. So as it turns out, that street is the most important street and need to have a new bicycle infrastructure very, 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 very soon. Another example is it's not just build bike paths everywhere, because as you can see here, as a real example, we have a bike path here, but people actually prefer move 10 meters away. Is there infrastructure? So why people don't use it? Well, we asked them, why don't use it? And it's really clear. I mean, the bike path that my government built, it's shared with pedestrians. So actually, you need to avoid them and other obstacles, because it's not very well designed. Therefore, the street that they already use it's built for buses. So I prefer risk my life for 3 minutes, then I take this another street and it spend, I don't know, 10 minutes avoiding pedestrian and avoiding obstacles. So with this technology, we can actually include citizens in our decision-making process. And that is what a smart city really is. Another thing that we are actually doing is, there is a big project in my city. A lot of money will be invested there. And you can define it as a high-speed subway, high-speed road for bicycles. And actually, they are trying to take away a river and build a really good and well-designed bike path through them. But there is a fight in the government. They said, one part said, okay, we have the money, but what if the people don't need it? What if we build and nobody uses it? We have so many examples here. But we came and said, well, let's ask to the final users of this if they will use it or not. And believe it or not, 69% of the people that actually don't use that road in a daily basis, they say, please, build it. They just bring benefit to the city. And 90% of the people that actually use that street frequently, they say, oh boy, I will use it every day if you build. So problem solved. They need to spend that money there because there are some statistics, hard numbers, that will show that actually that will bring just benefits to the city. What is next? I mean, we are converting and we are transforming urban cyclists into living sensors. But now we want to do that in a proactive way. I mean, if the cyclist going there and he found that a traffic light is off, or there's a little hole that you can see there, he took the phone, take a picture, and the decision-making of our governments will be alert about this, and they can allocate the resources in real time. But we missed a point here. 90% of our trips are related with the workplace, universities, or institutions. That means 90% of the trips that we do are actually going to work or coming back home, you know? So we thought that actually if we don't do anything to encourage companies they encourage employees to use their bicycles, we are losing a lot of users. And we can have a leak of the size of the Great Wall, really small. So we came across this. How you can encourage company worldwide that they can go or they can encourage the employee to do something. Well, it's a national competition. We are making the companies compete each other to show to the world or to show to the country who is the most bicycle-friendly, you know? And it was so well received that now we are hitting 50 countries so far. So, as a final example, as a final message that I want to leave you with is from a little idea with a big dream, and thanks to the early adopters of the cities, we are creating a platform to become cities smarter. And this is just a tool that we are giving to the citizens to change the world. So, as a very famous president said a long time ago, if you feel the same urgency that I do, if you feel the same hopefulness that I do, if you feel the same passion that I do, if you feel the same energy that I do, if we do what we must do, then I have no doubt that together we can change the world. After all, everything that I show you was built by just 4 Chilean entrepreneurs who believe in this, who share this dream. Imagine what we can do if we, all of us, work together. That, my friends, is limitless. Thank you very much. Chiche.